Hello, and welcome back to the Self-Actualization in the Age of Crisis Chapter Summary Series. I'm your host, Ron Rivers, and today we're going to be exploring Chapter 2, Cooperation and Competition. So in these sections, we're going to explore the relationship between cooperation and competition through the lens of the single truth and the relational universe, as well as our inheritance of a past that we really had no say in choosing, and how it influences our behavior both in our interpersonal relationships with ourselves and our external relationships with others. The cornerstone of individual actualization is cooperation. From the start, I really want to take a moment to emphasize the relationship that the single truth and the relational universe reveal around individual freedom and its relation to collective freedom. The more we accomplish together, the more we become individually. And to really emphasize that a bit further, the greater we support collective freedom, collective elevation, the more powerful we are as individuals. In our immediate present, there's this tension between individuality or individualism and collectivism, right? The idea of prioritizing the individual or the group. And it really is based on this kind of philosophy that humanity is inherently competitive. But I just want to dismiss that from the onset. That is historically inaccurate. And also in our immediate present leads us nowhere but the crisis. Humanity's greatest achievements have always come from the collective and the alignment of our individual wants and needs with the collective good. The primary struggle between competition and cooperation is that we inhabit a wide variety of systems, laws, etc., that really reinforce competition as the primary form of self-assertion within the world. This is especially true when we look at it through the lens of our educational, legal, and economic frameworks of how we organize ourselves and our relationships with others. And kind of hitting on the education point, which we'll dive into in a bit deeper, one of the real struggles with cooperation and competition is that competition is reinforced as like the root primary form of judgment, of access, of agency from a very young age, right, through our educational system. Now, one of the major struggles between cooperation and competition is that every relationship we form with another person, right, with an other, it puts us at risk of subjugation. It could be being deceived, being taken advantage of, being lied to, etc. And we've all learned this through our own personal experience as well as what we were taught from a young age. And as I've emphasized throughout these summaries and throughout the text, self-actualization in the age of crisis is really rooted in choice. The path of least resistance is to maintain a mistrustful competitive atmosphere where we fear and don't understand the other, and therefore our default is to kind of reject openness towards them, to be closed off and view them as something to be either transacted with or overcome. And that is really at the heart of our crisis and why our reframing of cooperation and competition is so necessary in terms of our individual actualization and the development of our spirituality. Our capacity to work and interact with others and really express our infinite imaginations is deeply rooted in our frameworks of cooperation, how we internalize them and how we externalize them within the world. As we'll explore in this section and throughout the text, the relationship between the cooperative individual and cooperative systems is a symbiotic one. Each empowers the other to succeed, eventually energizing a culture of perpetual progress within the individual and the collective as a whole.